everybody, this is Paul here, and this is the first video I've done in a long time. I've done a few videos in the past about several cars and went into some in-depth reviews on those cars, including the M4 and the Audi S5. A few people have been asking what I'm currently driving. It's been, like I say, a little while since I've done a video, so I thought I'd just do a quick video, not an in-depth review or anything like that, just to kind of have give you a look at what I'm currently driving, because it's pretty special. The car I'm going to show you in a minute I've had for over a year now, which is quite a rarity for me. And yeah, I'm probably going to keep a hold of this one as it's a total beauty, and there's a lot to show you, so hopefully you'll enjoy the video. And without further ado, let me show you what I'm currently driving. So here it is. This is the car I've currently got. It's a 2017 Mustang GT. So it's got the 5-litre engine, and I think stock it's usually putting out around 420 brake horsepower, but this is a custom tune, and some other special updates, so it's putting up around 500 brake. But just look at it, it's absolutely gorgeous. Give you a look around the side. And the back is so aggressive. So there's a lot to talk about this car, from the looks, the way it sounds, which is the most important part, and the way it drives, the overall experience. Yeah, there's just a lot to talk about. So without further ado, let's just talk about a bit of that. So since my last car review I put out there about the Audi S5, well, sorry, the BMW M4, the S5 was before that. I've had a few different cars. I've had one of the new 5 Series, BMW 5 Series, which was lovely. It didn't tick the box for exclusivity and that kind of excitement though, so but it didn't last too long. I've also had a Range Rover Velar, which was dead nice to drive, dead comfortable, sat up high, looked at the part as well, but it just didn't have that X factor as well. And then I saw this and I thought, I've got to have it after I test drove it. The thing is a complete beast. It's a totally lethal rear wheel drive, of course, and the back end likes to spin like hell, so you've got to really try to control it. So some of the things about this car, so the most important part is the exhaust system. So it's got a Roush axle back H-pipe exhaust system, and it just sounds incredible. I'll take you through the sound very soon. We'll do a cold start and then we'll do the sound as we're driving. So that's a key part of this car, it's the sound, to give you a better insight into what makes it special. The wheels. So the wheels have been upgraded to these, what are classed as bullet wheels, and that harks back to the Steve McQueen movie Bullet, and they just fit this car so well with the red calipers. As you can see, there's red piping all the way around the car as well, that goes on the wing mirrors, on the roof, on the bonnet, and the wheels just fit perfectly. They've got a little bit of a retro look to them, and they're just bloody gorgeous. Look at the size of the brake in there as well, absolutely class. And then I've got Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's on, so it grips, well, it doesn't grip too well, to be honest, with all that power going to the rear, but yeah, the wheels are another highlight. The headlights, I've got a full headlight system on it, so I can put a video on that soon, but as you can see, I've got the red ones on there, but we can change the colour, we can do different things with the headlights, which again just makes it that much special, and it just gets so much attention on the road. So quickly moving on to the engine bay, where a lot of the magic happens in this car. So the standard Coyote V8 engine, it's a 5 litre V8, so massive, beautiful engine bay. And there's a lot going on in here. So the car has had a tune, custom tune by Motorsport and Performance, so it's putting out around, as it stands, around just under 510 brake horsepower. That's been on the dyno, so I've got a good understanding of how much it's actually putting out. Well, it's not just speculation. It's got, like I say, a lot going on. So it's got this Airaid cold air intake here. It's got the strut brace going across. It's got a Mishimoto coolant tank, so it's been upgraded as well. And yeah, there's kind of a lot of other bits, which it's got a My 18 upgraded intake manifold, so there's a lot of things there. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not that mechanically minded, but what I do know is it sounds great and it drives absolutely amazingly, so I'm a happy man when it comes to the whole engine side of it. But yeah, it's a lovely sight to behold, that engine bay. So another really nice feature on these Mustang GTs is the keyless entry. So you lock it by doing that, as long as you've got the key in your pocket, and then just hold it like that, opens up. And moving on to the interior, so I must admit, coming from a Range Rover Velar, that this car, when I first sat in it, was a little bit like going back in the past compared to the BMWs and Audis and Range Rovers. Everything is really solid in here though. It's kind of, the build quality is very good. Leather everywhere. Some few added bits in here, the power button, some of the red piping, a little bit of carbon fibre. Yeah, it's got a good old handbrake, so no buttons or anything like that. The gear stick's really nice, fits in the hand perfectly, and it just, when you drive this car, it just feels so right. The best thing about the interior for me is the steering wheel. So this is a kind of a bespoke steering wheel. It's got leather around the sides, and then it's got Alcantara on the top, and then you've got the red band, and it just complements the rest of the car. With the outside, you can see the bonnet there with the red and black and red, and then inside as well, you've got this red, black and white, and yeah, it's just lovely. It's nice and fat. It's got the flat bottom, it's got that double material feel, and it just feels absolutely amazing. But yeah, when I first jumped in here for my first test drive, I was a little bit underwhelmed by the interior, but I was kind of expecting that. I knew this car was all about the drive, so I didn't let it put me off. But yeah, I mean, the entertainment system as well.
Do you dirty in those situations?
It's pretty good. You got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on there. It hooks up perfectly with your phone. So yeah, so the entertainment system, it works really well. It's got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It works really well, and yeah, that's never been an issue. Obviously in the newer cars and the likes of Audi and BMW, we've got much better entertainment systems that just work a lot nicer, and everything just looks better on a dash, in all fairness. But like I say, let's bring it back to, you know, the driving position's fantastic. The seats, they're okay. They're no kind of bucket seats or anything like that, but they're really well bolstered. They're nice and thick. They're quite comfortable, and they do the job. Like I say, they're nothing like the seats in the M3 and M4 or the Audi S or RS5, which have like kind of a bucket look to them. These are quite plain compared to them, but like I say, you don't think about the hold you in the right place. You can get the seat nice and low, and that's really important when it comes to driving a car like this. So I haven't got a problem with the seats. The seats work fine. Pedals are nice aluminium covers on them there, and yeah, the interior works for what this car is. I would say it's not too special, but it does the job it needs to do. And with the steering wheel, it just makes it all that more special. So the cold start on this thing is totally brutal. I have just started it, so it's not going to be full on, but you'll definitely get a sound, an idea of how loud the sound is. So let's give this another blast. Right, so I've emphasised this car's all about the drive and the sound. You've had a little listen of how it sounds on a cold start, and once it's up and running, it sounds beautiful. But let's take it for a drive. This is going to be mainly about the sound, to be fair. You can drive this car about 10 miles an hour and it sounds fantastic. It gives you that whole amazing driver's experience. So yeah, we'll take it for a little spin, and I'll put the revs up a bit. We'll see if we can get it to scream. So at the moment I'm just driving fairly slowly, just coming out the estate. So even, you know, the revs are currently, you know, right down at the moment, so you won't hear that much. But even, to be fair, in low revs, still a sound noisier than most cars. And the power is just instantly there in this car. There's no turbos or nothing like that. It's a naturally aspirated V8. It's got a 5 litre Coyote engine in it, and with the tune, it's just gorgeous. It's a smooth delivery. It just sounds amazing to listen to. It just roars. It just absolutely sings. So yeah, one of the nice things as well is when you downshift, so going from kind of fourth into second there, you hear that? You get this lovely deep rumble. It's a bit like thunder. Here we go. Car's a complete animal. It really is. The back end likes to slip out as soon as you put your foot down. It's a nice dry day today, but it won't make much difference. As soon as you start giving it some, you've got to be on high alert. Here we go again, second gear. And it's just, every single time you put your foot down in this car, it's miles per miles. And because the way the car looks as well, you know, you get so much attention driving it. Out of all the cars I've owned, I've never had anything which ticked the box for, well, the boxes for the way it looks and the amount of attention it gets, the way it drives, the way it sounds, and yeah, it just ticks all the boxes, and it just gives you that feel-good factor driving it. Just to touch on a couple other bits, a lot of people say, you know, Mustangs and American muscle cars are only good in straight lines. Well, the driving experience and the way this handles is absolutely amazing. It has had a lot of modifications done to it, so it's not a standard out of the factory Mustang. So I don't know how a standard car drives. The guy that had this before me, Josh, he did absolutely everything to it which needed done, and with that Roush axle back and the steering and the steering wheel, and so he's done a fantastic job, so a good shout out to Josh, who had the car before me. But it's handled beautifully. I mean, there's better handling cars out there. A lot of Beamers are, you know, like a bit more sharper and more nimbler when it comes to the steering, but the handling I haven't got any qualms with whatsoever. Fuel, I don't look at the miles per gallon because it's not worth it. Probably getting about 10 to 15, something like that. On long runs, if I'm just kind of coasting along in 6th gear, I can get like 30 to 35. So, but I mean, that's just coasting along with 6th gear and like going about 60 miles an hour. So on long runs, you can get some economy out of it, but you're not going to be doing much of that in this car. You want to drive it properly. It's a proper muscle car, so it's going to roll. It's going to, and you want to ring it out. I mean, we're just going into kind of still in relatively low RPMs here, and the sound of it is just intoxicating. The more you drive it, the more you want to put your foot down and just ring it out. It's just never gets old, and that's the main reason really why you know, I've dabbled a lot with the idea of getting an electric car this year and changing, but I just can't part with this car. It's just too, like I say, it ticks all boxes, so I really love it, and I'm probably going to keep it this year and see how it goes. I'll probably move into something else with a nice big engine next before going electric, but time will tell. But overall, this car, it's just fantastic. I could never imagine buying myself a Mustang some years back. I was definitely always into my high-end kind of, especially Audis and BMW German cars. I've had several BMWs and several Audis, and they've all been great. But this is just, it's just something else, to be fair. And yeah, you're not going to get many miles per gallon. But if you want something that really turns heads, it drives, it sounds like a monster, it handles well, it's got that feel-good factor which a car should have, and makes you feel bloody fantastic, and it's intoxicating. You want to go and drive it as much as possible, and this car for me is the one. And if you're looking to change it up and try something else before moving to electric, then possibly go and get yourself a Mustang 5-litre GT, and it might please you as much as it pleases me. Well, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks a lot.